Welcome back. In our last video, we created a backup friday.tar.xz, and we verified that it was exactly the same as Friday old tar.xz, except for the path name friday.old. Creating a backup like this will protect you from accidentally deleting or modifying any files. However, if the disk drive on that Unix machine where we are right now, which if we check, we're on a machine called Pain, if the hard disk or SSD of Pain fails, we'll lose all the data. We'll not only lose friday.old, we'll lose everything in our backup too. The solution to this problem is to copy the backup to another machine. On Windows, it's pretty easy to do. You can upload this file into the cloud somewhere, or you could copy it to a USB thumb drive. But logged in with PuTTY, like we are now, we don't have access to a graphical user interface, so we can't use the normal tools you would use to upload to the cloud. And since this is a remote machine, we can't very well plug in a USB drive into the remote machine. It may not be in the same building. It might not even be in the same town. So what can we do? It turns out PuTTY comes with special tools to transfer files in and out of the Unix system, in addition to the terminal emulator which we've been using. So how do we access those? In the very first video, we installed PuTTY from the Chiark PuTTY website, and it turns out it includes a special tool for copying files between Windows and this remote machine, or any other remote machine running Unix, and the SSH daemon. So what do we need to do? We need to start running a cmd.exe, a command window. It will probably look like this, or at least similar to it. And then you need to move to some directory where you'd like to put the file. You can see when I open my Windows command exe, it puts me in my home directory. Which doesn't show, embarrassingly. I thought that would do it, but it did not. Let's see here. Okay, we've got a home path and a home drive. We don't have home itself. But anyway, we're in users John. So let's say we want to put the backup file here. How would we do it? Well, the tool to use is called PuTTY Secure Copy Protocol, pscp. And then the rest of it is a command line tool like everything else we've been learning in this video series. So we need to say John at, and it turns out, we need to use the same parameters that we were using before. So we use that port, and I use this IP to connect to this PuTTY here. And if I go back to the window here, you'll see if I tried to show you the session, it doesn't show you. But trust me when I tell you, these are the right values. So I give the port number and I give the IP, and you might think, well, what else do I need? Well, let's type in help and see. It says local copy not supported. And so when we look at this command line, we immediately say, something is a little confusing. Let's just try help by itself. And it says unknown option. So we try the minus question mark, and then we get something. Okay, user at host source target. Fine. So we were close, but we didn't have the username. So let's check our user. Our user ID shows us that our username is John. And then we don't really want to do help anymore. We want to give the file name. And it's relative to home. So we can echo home and we'll see, yes, there it is. Where are we? We're in home. And we want this file. Friday tar XZ. So we'll come over here and we'll say, okay, PuTTY, secure copy protocol on the port 122, and we want the user John at this IP, colon, separates the IP from the path, and then since we're going to do relative path from our home directory, we just need to give this because it's in the home directory. And finally, the last thing we need to do is say, where do I want to copy it to? And that needs to be dot, which means the Windows machine I'm on. And if I press enter, then it's going to give me the are you sure? Just like we got the are you sure dialog, this is the command line. Store key in cache, I always say no. I don't want anything in the cache. So I say no, but it will still connect and wait for that password. So you type it in, you press enter, and it shows you yes, there it is. And if we do a directory with our newest file at the bottom, you'll see we have it. It's 384 bytes. How do we know it's exactly the same? That's a little tricky to do on Windows, but what we'll do is we'll copy it back. If you can copy from Unix to Windows, which you need to do if you want to back up Unix data, you copy it to the Windows machine. Once it's on the Windows machine, you can put it in the cloud, you can put it on a thumb drive, you can do whatever you want. Well, someday you'll want to copy that data back to the Unix machine, or maybe to another Unix machine. So let's copy this file back, but let's rename it. So I'm going to use the Windows move command to say Friday tar XZ is going to be, I don't know, backup Friday tar XZ. And when I check again, you see here it is. So let's copy this file back to Unix. Well, if we take a look at how we did that, we say, how can I copy it back? I use the same command with the same port, with the same user, and the same IP, but I need to give the file name first. So I say backup Friday tar XZ. I want to put it here, and I need to put a colon to say put it in the home directory. Okay, let's try it. Ask our cache question again. I'll say no again. I'll type in the password, and it says I did it. And if we come back over here and we say show me all the files, you can see I have a backup Friday. And we know it's supposed to be the same as Friday because we copied Friday to this machine, we renamed it, and then we copied it back to here. So we can use our diff -s, the original name, before we downloaded, and this new copy that we uploaded, and they should be the same, and they are identical. But hey, let's be thorough. We can do an XZ decompress to the console our new name. If I can get it to cut and paste, give me a moment. And then send that to the pipe, do the tar. I can do the test verbose file from the pipe, and this will list what files are inside. And you see, yes, all the files that we had in the original, which we'll check right now, are there with the same permissions, same sizes, same everything. So we can copy files from Unix to Windows